Hello and welcome to the Jaded Enquirer, a monthly review of the month's news this month. I'm Amy Jade and it's my pleasure to bring you the cream of this month's news with the kind of integrity that only a geeky amateur comic can possibly hope to achieve. The month started off with New Year's celebrations all across the globe. In London, £276,000 worth of fireworks were launched up into the heavens in what is thought to be the world's first targeted missile strike against God. Vatican officials have confirmed that God survived the attack, but anyone now claiming to be made in God's own image should sport at least second-degree burns. The 13th brought us tragedy in the form of the wrecked ship Costa Concordia. The captain was quoted as saying women and children first, before doing his best impression of a transsexual Tom Hanks from the 1988 classic Big. American news have reported the event as a real-life Titanic. When the news anchor was informed that Titanic was real, she started crying uncontrollably over the death of Leonardo DiCaprio. American news. The Stop Online Piracy Act, SOPA, and the Protect IP Act, PIPA, have been postponed after mass internet protests. This was quoted as being the biggest victory for pirates since Blackbeard. The supposedly unrelated removal of Mega Upload and affiliated sites Mega Video and Mega Porn by the FBI has resulted in retaliatory denial of service attacks against several large US websites by loosely formed internet group Anonymous. One anonymous spokesperson said, "They can take our wares, but they can never take our porn." In a related story, the Polish parliament took to wearing Guy Fawkes masks in order to protest against the Anti-Counterfeit Trade Agreement, ACTA. We asked for a quote, but only received a load of V words in a loose rhyming order. At first we assumed this was a cultural reference, but it turned out that they were speaking in Polish. ACTA has been labelled as a champion of backdoor politics, and like anything backdoor, now smells faintly of arse. In related news, exam results have lowered for the first time in 29 years as students endured a 24-hour Wikipedia blackout. It's election run-up time in America, and as usual, the sanest candidate wears a boot on his head. Vermin Supreme is also offering free ponies to every US citizen. It wouldn't be an American election without someone claiming to be protecting religion from the homosexual agenda. I'm gay and my agenda is usually trying to complete my uni course while playing as much Skyrim as humanly possible. Oh, and overthrowing America, enslaving the heteros and destroying freedom, but that is not until Friday. Tory MPs are trying to rally backbenchers against government plans for gay marriage in the UK. Conservative leader David Cameron defended the plans last year, saying, "To anyone who has reservations, I say yes. It's about equality, but it's also about something else. Commitment. Commitment to things is key to Conservative values, which is why they have not broken any of their many election promises." Backbench revolts such as this are further proof that the Liberal-Conservative coalition are one of the all-time great collaborations, along with the Oil and Water Alliance, better known as the manufacturers of BP's oil tankers. The British government is once again calling for a reform of the Human Rights Act. The Human Rights Act is our method of treating everyone like the equal human beings that they are. Naturally, a foreign concept to most British politicians. Labour leader Ed Miliband has done nothing interesting for the last 2 years, so I'm not sure why you'd expect this month to be any different. University applications have dropped by 8.7% in the UK this year as tuition fees rose to £9,000 per year. This puts the UK as the most expensive country in the world to get a public degree. The split is not equal, however, and in Scotland, Scottish men are still able to study for free as long as they wear a short enough skirt. Royal Bank of Scotland Chief Executive Stephen Hester has turned down almost £1 million in bonuses. While the government approve of his rejection of the bonus, many of his business colleagues argue that top-rate bankers have earned their bonuses. Which honestly is enough of a joke for this section. The Californian porn industry has endured yet another HIV scare. Critics of the industry are hailing it as a chance to introduce more condoms to pornography, hoping that young men will follow suit, fearing a trend that young men are drawing their expectations of sex from the adult entertainment industry. Here's a message to young men out there. Porn has as much relationship to sex as watching WWE has to getting punched in the face. There are 3 things you need to know about porn. 1. It's all an act. 2. Most women don't really like that. And 3. They aren't really lesbians. Lesbians don't do that. Trust me. I've begged. The 23rd was a Chinese New Year, bringing us into the Year of the Dragon, which happily coincides with the Nordish year of the Dovahkiin. Celebrity news. Important things are happening all across the globe. Famine, slavery, wars. But you're more interested in Katy Perry's breast size. You should be ashamed of yourself. And it's 32 decent, you ask? Cutting-edge research has shown that a short blast of ultrasound can prevent sperm production. So if your girlfriend's a screamer, that's just nature's way of stopping unwanted pregnancy. A technological breakthrough has allowed us to make 3D objects completely and utterly invisible to microwaves. Practical applications include creating the world's most expensive spoon that can be left in your soup when you heat it in the microwave. Thank you for listening to the Jaded Enquirer. Remember that this program depends on interesting news stories. If you want your news story to be in next month's show, you should probably do something big like stab a politician. Alternatively, email me on ajadecomedy@gmail.com. For those interested, an MP3 of the Jaded Enquirer would have been available on Mega Upload. So let's thank the FBI for that one.